live?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we're live? Holy smokes.
Hey, you can see mine and Matt's reflection in the glass. Here's the audience.
What's up, guys?
There we are.
Alright, guys. Today we are going over 5 safety tips for showing new clients homes. In today's world, real estate isn't necessarily a dangerous profession, though it can be. In a survey done in 2019 by the NAR, 33% of agents surveyed stated that they had some sort of experience where they felt uneasy or uncomfortable or in danger of some sort. So that's a pretty hefty number if you think about it, and I'm sure a lot of people have also, been in weird situations at showings that make you feel uncomfortable. So today we're going to go over 5 tips to help you avoid some of those fears and things like that. So tip number 1, we're going to go over going with your gut when you're meeting up with new clients or people you've never dealt with before or interacted with. It's best to meet them in a public setting. So if you're meeting somebody and all you had is maybe a short text message conversation, to make it a more professional setting, have them come in and meet you at your office. That way there's more people around that can initiate or tell if you're not able to figure someone out or kind of fill them out, fill their vibe, maybe someone else can, they can be tipped off to that and maybe relay that back to you. So tip number 1, try to have them meet you in a public setting. Tip number 2, always be aware of your surroundings and stay alert. And by that I mean, if you're pulling up to the neighborhood, take a notice, are there neighbors outside, maybe mowing the yard, kids playing, something like that. Just be aware of all the surroundings, that way you know if people are out. It's also a good idea to maybe do your showings during the daytime when there's daylight out so people can see, which we all know isn't always ideal with our schedules. People want to see things late at night, which isn't always easiest for us to do. But if you can have it in the daytime, try to get your showing set up in the daytime. Also, with that being said, it's a general rule to let your clients maybe go first into the room, and that's good on a safety standpoint because you're not giving up your most vulnerable point, which is your back. And all it takes for a bad person that has bad intentions is an opportunity set off by the victim. So to avoid giving that opportunity, allow your clients to go in first so you're not giving up your back to them while you're entering rooms. So that's tip number 2, always stay alert and stay aware of your surroundings. Tip number 3, communication. Communication is key no matter what you do. And by communication, I mean, tell somebody where you're going to be, a spouse, your children, let them know, maybe even a coworker at your office. If you're showing somebody new that you kind of feel uneasy about, let somebody know you're going to be at this listing at such and such time, and maybe even come up with a game plan with another agent to say, hey, I feel kind of uncomfortable about this. Is there any way maybe we can come up with a game plan to have you maybe call me and say, hey, is everything okay? And if I text you back, yes, everything's good, or maybe not, I might text back something like 911, I need to get out of here. Use that as your excuse to get out of whatever situation you're in. So create that plan to have it in place, to have someone communicate with you that if something's going wrong, you have a way to escape and get out without having to just randomly be like, oh, I gotta go. It might not be the easiest route to go, but it's always good to have that plan just in case. Another thing on that end is don't be distracted. Like if you're out showing a home, like I said, if we go back to that, all it takes is an opportunity of somebody. Don't give them that opportunity. And it kind of doesn't play into this last tip we went over, but don't get distracted. So if you've got a phone call coming through or a text message, you don't want to pick it up and then turn your back because, again, you're giving up that opportunity for somebody that's wanting to do you harm. All right, so we've gone over 3 steps. Let's go to step 4, which is self-defense weapons. So everybody thinks, oh, self-defense, you're thinking handguns. Tennessee is a heavy Second Amendment state. You know, so it's very easy to find classes around, even locally, where you can do handgun classes for open or concealed carry. You can even do easy, inexpensive online classes to get your concealed only carry permit as well in Tennessee. So it's pretty easy to get your handgun carry permit, and ultimately a handgun is probably your safest route as far as self-protection weapons, but it's not your only route. Other self-protection items such as pepper spray, which in the same NAR poll they did, 18% of people, all the realtors that they questioned, said that they all carry pepper spray. So it's legal in all 50 states. It's really concealable. You can put it on your keychain, keep it in your pocket. It's really easy to use and very easy to hide. So it's not something that just sticks out and is very bulky. A couple other things you can go with, maybe a knife or sharp object. And this is going to be, you know, if you're in the middle of a situation or you're being attacked, you grab whatever you need to get out of the situation you're in, because it doesn't matter. Your life is more important than whatever it is that you just picked up and maybe broke. So you've got those items. And also there's little noise-making devices that are real popular among realtors. Little handheld, looks like smaller than your cell phone. Just press a button and it lets out this just annoying, obnoxious sound, and you know, it garners attention. So yeah, tip 4, firearm safety, things like that. So if you're going to have a handgun, make sure you know how to store it, know how to use it, know how to handle it. Don't just go out and be like, oh, I've got a gun, because you know, in today's world, that's, you know, 2020 was the biggest spike in first-time gun owners. So it's very important that you know how to handle your weapons safely and properly, and you know where to store it at all times. So moving on, tip 5, and this is probably my closest to my heart and one I recommend probably the most, is for building self-confidence in your ability to handle situations. Participate in self-defense classes or even martial arts classes if you want to take it a little step further. Me personally, from a self-defense standpoint, I feel like for men, women, children, you know, anybody that is looking to be able to defend themselves, you're probably want to look for Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and some form of stand-up striking, kickboxing, something like that. Those are my 2 preferences, but I'm in no way throwing any shade at any other martial arts, karate, kung fu, whatever it is that you want to be training yourself with or arming your body with is fine, because not only do martial arts give you the ability to be able to fight back in certain situations, but it gives you the confidence up here to be able to handle situations before they arise. So let's go back, circle back through our 5 tips of the day. So tip 1 was meet somebody for the first time in a public setting. That way not only you get to fill out the new person that you're meeting, but your co-workers will be able to judge them as well. Not judge them, but get a good feel and get their vibe from them. Tip 2, always stay alert and stay aware of your surroundings. So, and tying into that, don't get distracted while you're on your showings. Not only is it the professional thing to do, but like we said, it also opens up that opportunity for the bad guy to jump in and attack. Tip 3, communicate. Communicate with relatives, husband, wife, children, whoever it may be, co-workers especially. Let them know where you're going to be. Come up with a game plan to make sure that you've got all your bases covered and you are in a uncomfortable situation. Have somebody check on you, because no deal is worth feeling uncomfortable and feeling unsafe. Tip 4, self-defense weapons. We all know what those are. You got your handguns, your knives, anything that you can use to protect from any bodily harm. And tip 5 was participate in self-defense and martial arts classes. So that could be anything, any form of martial arts, or even, you know, a one-time self-defense class. Anything that you can do to help you mentally prepare and physically prepare for any situation that might happen in a real estate world or in a day-to-day world is definitely helpful. So those are my 5 tips, and if all else fails, you give them a Judy chop. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Dustin. Good job.